Today's horoscope from Astro Academy, Cancer, January 12, 2023. You can find it natural to put aside problems and accept responsibilities today. In fact, you're in the mood to organize an area of your life or otherwise find ways to make a situation work for you. Negotiating and cooperating with others, particularly with loved ones, come readily. People are fair, straightforward, and open. It can be a good time to iron out differences or tackle projects that can benefit from a cooperative effort. As the day advances, people can be rather touchy, temporarily clouding discussions. You're inclined to question your decisions. Try not to pressure yourself too hard to be on the ball. You may need some time to center yourself since information is likely contradictory or missing. Aim to focus on improvement and be sure not to rush things that don't have a deadline. Rub your temples. You've likely been feeling the headaches of Mercury retrograde intensely since the onset of the new year. While this transit is affecting your solar house of productivity, you could feel like everything at work is spiraling off the rails. However, the best way to handle this drama is to sit down with your sweetheart and just unplug. Some things in life are worth stressing about, but this isn't one of them. It's actually a better period to take a mini vacation take place instead of screaming into the void. You and your lover will be glad that you chilled. How do you feel about your financial and professional security? As the moon enters Virgo, you may feel more inclined to play upon Virgo's mutable, feminine earth aspects. The mutability of the moon will encourage you to be semi-flexible with your priorities since you may need to move some duties around to go about your workday. You may also need to work on letting go of any stress associated with your security, so try not to be ultra-sensitive during this feminine lunation. Luckily, the earthiness of the moon can help you find your footing. Just 2 days before the asteroid Juno is due to leave your financial sector and when her final days with Neptune are all about turning your financial dreams into resolutions, the moon returns for its first visit to your income sector for the year. This is the moon's only visit while the sun is in your work sector, putting them back in harmony after clashing as a full moon last week. This kicks off a pivotal few days across the income, work, and career fronts. You have a strong ability to focus on what you have set your mind on, yet focusing on your well-being is something you often avoid. For your own benefit, get a clear perspective on what it is that works for you and what feels like a challenge. Seek to understand what you can do to help yourself on a daily basis. Regular meals with lots of leafy greens, perhaps self-prepared, regular exercise that fits nicely in your everyday schedule are all means to attain your goal of feeling happy and healthy. New events, places, and people are what this day has in store for you. As usual, you should have no problems adapting to these new surroundings and just going with the flow. This day will whiz past you, due to its fast-paced tempo, but given the fact that you like to be active, you should have no fear about being unable to move to its rhythm. Be careful not to commit yourself to things that you really have no desire to follow up on. The moon not only returns for its first visit to your income sector for the year in the heart of the working week but in the heart of the sun's last full week in your work sector. Just days after clashing as a full moon, this not only puts the sun and moon back in harmony but begins what will be a defining few days across the income, work, and career fronts. As well as sharpening your nose for money and acting as a trigger, the moon will give you a better read on a complex web of planetary activity on the job and career fronts that is encompassing the past, present, and future. As the moon leaves Leo and wraps up its first visit for the year, it will take the pressure off Venus and Saturn in your relationship sector. This not only leaves you with a better sense of what you want from your relationships and what they need from you, but just as Venus has teamed up with Mars, bringing the planets of love and passion together. Our eyes in the sky. Venus in Aquarius squares the nodes of destiny this evening. This is a defining moment in relationships as we decide whether we want to stay or go. Before you take action, be sure that you're making the right decision. Mercury and Mars are still retrograde, which means there could still be a lot of discussion. No choice made today is binding. During what appears to be a somewhat testing period, be confident and trust in your abilities. Approaching events push you to the limit. Don't let the opinions of others dissuade you from your beliefs. Instead, use any confrontation to build up and solidify the arguments for your position. You may well discover 1 or 2 opportunities for improvement. Professionally, you've everything going for you. If you encounter something unexpected, refrain from making any hasty decisions. Actually, what is needed is calmness and patience. Separate the important from the unimportant. Bring about an adequate solution. Maybe consider a more unconventional approach. Be cautious when dealing with money. Investing capital right now could have very negative, if not catastrophic consequences, as it's highly likely that you will back the wrong horse. If you have planned a purchase for a long time, wait a little longer. Events will probably occur soon to disrupt your plans. Put the brakes on and go easy on how you treat your body. Endeavor to give yourself as much rest and relaxation as possible. Adopting a healthier attitude is more important if you're experiencing stressful times. Carefully consider if it's worthwhile expending energy reserves and when it's not such a good idea. In the morning, the moon enters Virgo, ending its void of course which began yesterday evening. Over the next 2 days, we are interested in organizing and refining our lives and lifestyles. Wellness issues may consume our focus as we attune to the needs of our physical vessel and try to provide it with the love and care it deserves. We may also seek to be of service to a cause that is greater than ourselves, striving to be useful. However, this same desire to be of use can also see us being critical of others and offering advice or help where it has not been requested. Over the next couple of days, do you and let others do them. You achieve so much, yet are less satisfied than ever. Thinking you're able to progress further by using determination and force, you jeopardize previous success and upset your composure. Take a step back, regain your self-control. What seemed an insurmountable problem is easily resolved when you're not so intent on bulldozing your way through it. Be careful not to let your dissatisfaction with yourself hurt others or create enemies. Your friends and family have to be very patient with you. If you go too far, your relationships will suffer a great deal. Try to see it from their point of view instead of just your own. The cosmic weather is then quiet until just before midnight, when the moon squares off with retrograde Mars in Gemini, provoking irritation. A discussion or misunderstanding can prompt us to lash out verbally, compounding the problem. Yet, if we hold our grievances inside, they will fester, and we will explode at a later time. The best thing to do now is to voice our concerns without being accusatory. Don't play the blame game. Take accountability for your feelings while acknowledging that others have an equal choice in how they manage their own. Avoiding or repressing the issue helps no one. If everyone acts with integrity and allows each other the space to speak their piece, we can sidestep some drama. Should we go to sleep without resolving this matter, we may experience tense dreams that perpetuate our anxiety.